What if I were to tell you that the reality we know and experience every day is nothing more than a simulated universe? A digital mirror used to trick our senses into thinking everything's real, all to keep us blissfully unaware. Well, hold on to your butts, because I found some mind-blowing secrets that could expose the earliest signs that we do live in a simulated universe. You've all heard of them or experienced them from others, oftentimes described as glitches in the Matrix. Well, what if they were? Strap on in, because we are taking a deep dive into a rabbit hole where there's no coming out of. Are you ready? If you're confident and brave enough, then let's continue. If you're not, there's no shame. Some of us can't handle the truth. Now, I had been reading and exploring this Reddit thread I saw not too long ago about this very idea. No, trust me, it's irrefutable proof, and it has nothing to do with the comments. Now, here's the thing. I love talking about, reading about, entertaining certain ideas, you know, whether it be theories, conspiracies. Now, granted, there are some out there that go a little too far. You know, I'm not going to hop on every single one. Like the conspiracy that the Earth's round. Nice try, round earthers. Not here. Over on Ask Reddit, a user posed the question: if our lives turned out to be a simulated universe, what would have been the earliest signs? And unknowingly, they played the system because the system just outed themselves. Whoever's up there, the developers, hackers, coders, gods. Take a look at this. Huh? Do you see what I see? Removed by Reddit? Oh, that's oddly convenient. I looked through the top post of the past month. None of them were removed, except this one. Took a little bit of deep diving for me to come back to find this because I forgot to save the link, but lo and behold, why was it so hard to find? Because they knew we were onto them. I know, this feels like a bit of a stretch, but stick with me. I mean, why would they? They're citing ridiculous reasons like Reddit's user agreement and content policy. Yeah, okay. Or it's because this was too dangerous to be kept in here. We were starting to figure it out. The greatest minds of the internet, your average Reddit users, came together. We all obviously very attractive and smart, funny, handsome. I mean, the whole gambit. Well, you mind meld all of us. And what do you get? The answers. The truth. I know I sound crazy, but bear with me as I point out a couple examples that users had pointed out, and we'll start to get a bigger picture of, yeah, we're onto something. And by we, I mean us humans, or us lines of code. Whatever humans are. Never forget the dancing plague of 1518. Probably devs were installing a new mod or something. Now, admittedly, I didn't know what they were talking about. I Googled it. July 1518, residents of the city of Strasbourg, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, were struck by a hidden and seemingly uncontrollable urge to dance. The hysteria kicked off when a woman known as Frau stepped into the street and began to silently twist, twirl, and shake. No, this isn't some like Onion article. Like this is real. She kept up her solo dance-a-thon for nearly a week, and before long, some 36 other citizens joined in. With no other explanation for the phenomenon, local physicians blamed it on hot blood and suggested the afflicted simply gyrate the fever away. That's right, they didn't say walk it off, they said dance it off. Many of the dancers ended up collapsing from exhaustion, some even dying from strokes and heart attacks. Sounds pretty weird. Like a glitch. Now, there's something in here about, you know, combining religious zealots and what is this, disease and famine. Bring that all together and trigger the stress-induced hysteria. Real convenient. But that's not even scratching the surface, my friends. This one's relatable to everybody, and I mean every single person watching this video. The USB plug still being the wrong way after you turn it over. I swear, it takes 4 or 5 times of flipping a USB stick to actually get it to go in. It should be one, right? What if those USB plugs are actually virtual screwdrivers that just look like plugs? So you have to turn it over enough times before it finally works. Can you disprove it? They never patched the animation. I mean, somebody should check up on Bacon Toad. He might not exist anymore. They might have deleted his code because what this guy knows is scary. This one also happens to probably all of us every single day. I must be a little more glitched than others because it happens a good bit to me. You know when you enter a room and you forget what you were going to do or why you went to that room or what your purpose is in life? That last part, just me. It's because there was some executable command, some order given to our character that was canceled. It's a little sus. There's probably something with doorways, past a processing barrier or something, and maybe something gets a little jumbled. Now, this has been observed and studied as the doorway effect. The TLDR is your brain uses the new environment, or in this case, just a new room, to essentially do some mind housekeeping, dump some short-term memory stuff, and it's usually just in that. Easy, I fell asleep. That's so boring. Further proof, devs like to cut corners when they can. I get it. I'm not attacking them. But think about it. Outer space. Can't hear anything? There's no oxygen? What does that sound like? Sounds like an out-of-bounds zone. Space is literally just a skybox. You know, a very high-quality skybox, very HD. But, like, we only know HD. Imagine what they have. What they're cooking. What if they're not even in the same plane? Like, think about that. Like, our world is 3D. They could be living in the 5th dimension? I don't know why I skipped the 4th. I'm just saying. Our Sims can play The Sims. Sort of like an Inception-based idea, where we're doing, like, the same thing, but, you know, it can go deeper and deeper. So also, what's to stop us from thinking that this is a Sims game for somebody else? If you actually watch some of the recent Black Mirror season, there's actually an episode, I don't want to spoil it, but actually explores this very idea. And just sort of an eye-opener. Makes you think, like, huh. That could be us, and we have no idea. I mean, think about it. Solar eclipses? Actually just use it to reboot the system real quick. Duh. This one doesn't even need explanation. Dreaming. But I'm gonna explain it anyway, because dreams are fascinating. We know more about outer space than we do about the human mind. Why give us dreams? They didn't have to. Are they peering into something? Could be. While our brain's taking a little reset, our code's doing a little reset, our subconscious gets stuck within the mother code, and we just see all this data flying by us, and we're trying to make sense of it. Wake up, sheeple. I don't know if anyone actually hold on, I gotta turn the AC on. It's getting hot in here. I'm working myself up. Working myself into a sweat. Now, I don't remember seeing this in the thread, but if I had to point to something, this would be my explanation. My early signs of a simulated universe. Deja vu. Now, I don't remember seeing this in the thread, but if I had to point to something, this would be my explanation. My early signs of a simulated universe. Deja vu. See, personally, two explanations for me. One of them sits within the simulated universe idea. If I had to wager, probably something with memory processing and the simulation getting ahead of itself. Like maybe there's some weird acceleration glitch with my character for a second and it has to reel us back. My second one, and this is a fun one, multiverse theory. You're just stepping in to your other self in a different universe for the slightest second, where for whatever reason those universes intersect. You know, it's almost like an eclipse. That brief second you touch and then pew! You know, well, that's weird. Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? Well, yeah, it's weird. The Big Bang. The Big Bang. The Big Bang. That's my mind being blown, but also the universe expanding and being created. You mean to tell me there was nothing, and then there was everything? Sounds pretty convenient. Like maybe somebody, I don't know, click the start program, start simulation, hit the power button. I don't know. Gotta start asking these questions. I know this is probably making you uncomfortable because this goes against our very nature. We're not supposed to question these things. We were programmed to do the opposite, but see, something's going on. We're breaking through. There's a little bit of a window, and we're gonna get out, folks. Although if it's a simulated universe, how do we, I don't know, maybe upload our consciousness of data and then find like a host? I don't really know. But see, there's two ways to go about this. One, somebody says, hey, what if our lives are a simulated universe? And you go, that's dumb. Nah. That's it. You're done. Boring. Or somebody goes, what if your life's a simulated universe? And you go, hold up. Okay, cook. Let's cook. Let's think about this. Let's dissect it. And then you're sitting there like, huh. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But maybe it is. And that's just so much. It's like a thought experiment. And I actually think it takes a more intelligent person to ponder rather than just blindly accepting or denying them, but, you know, taking a pragmatic look at it and be like, Let's talk about that. Let's have a dialogue. Now, I might seem a little biased, but that's just how I was coded. Not my fault. Things reappearing only when you stop looking for it. I don't even have to name an example because immediately something popped into your head where you go, oh yeah, that happened to me. Think about all the times. There's just that one thing. You're like, where did I put this thing? I swear it was around here. You give up, you move on. Recently my wife misplaced all of her keys. We scour. We look everywhere. We call every business we've been to within the last 24 hours. Can't find them. Fast forward 3 weeks, just sitting on the kitchen table. You don't think we would have checked to look on the kitchen table? Goosebumps. I got goosebumps. Spooky stuff. Now this one got the old brain noodle moving, thinking, squirming. How arbitrary the speed of light limit is. It's just the read-write speed limit of the hard drive we're living in. What better explanation would you have for it? It all makes sense. Here's the thing, too, if you think about it. Maybe we're an older model. Maybe they've given up on us. All the cool new stuff, different universe. They just have us running some old tech, maybe some dusty room. How's Earth 1542 doing? I don't know. They're still alive somehow. But trust me, they're about to kill Earth again. Not only that, but let's put it into some simple Minecraft terms for some of y'all, all right? Like blocks, chunks, render distance. If you can't go faster than the speed of light, you can't outspeed the rendering distance. Convenient. All right, now this one is so simple. Why has no one talked about this? Never seen my neighbors carrying groceries. Got me thinking. I'm 28 something. I'm almost 29 years old. I can't recall one time I saw one of my neighbors unloading groceries. I see some other people at the grocery store. Maybe just some NPCs they spawned in. I don't know. I don't know where they're headed. Why don't I see anybody unloading them? It's something we all obviously do, right? Now you might argue, okay, well, how often are you watching your neighbors? Well, I mean, it's not like I'm being a creep, but especially when I was younger and I was out all the time. Now I don't touch grass. But someone has a good point. They started watching, and now they've seen that for months, because of this phenomenon, never seen anyone bring in groceries. Ooh, I didn't read this one before or even think about it, but it's a good point. Some people getting a head knock and suddenly becoming geniuses, or people walking from accidents or surgeries and speaking with a foreign accent from countries they've never been to. You've probably heard stories of these. I know I have. People just like that. People wake up and suddenly they're fluent in a language they would never know, or an accent. Or, it's like they've had an epiphany moment and now they're good at this or know about this. Now, what really happened? I don't know. But somebody recombobulated something, re-randomized. And so essentially, it's a new character. The other thing, too, are just, bugs. I have the ADHD depression bug. When's the new patch coming out? That's all I'm saying. So hopefully, your mind has been opened up to the idea that maybe life is a simulated universe. Now, I know I've been going on like some crazy aliens kind of dude, which also aliens totally believe in. Why wouldn't we? You kidding me? It'd be so depressing if we were alone. That's a whole other thing. There's really not a great explanation for this otherwise. What? Whoa. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, this sounds like when we look back at past civilizations, the sky gets angry and it's dark and loud, big booms, bright flashes hitting the earth. All right, yeah, it's a thunderstorm. We know weather. To them, the god of thunder is pissed. We must have done something. Or the gods are fighting. They didn't have an answer, so they sought and found their own. So maybe right now, looking back, you'll be like, but again, we don't have the answers. So we find a convenient answer. I mean, maybe it's not true, but maybe it is.